3, 2. Hey guys, Swag here, back with another Watcher of Realms video, and in this video we're going to discuss should you or should you not summon with the upcoming banners that are coming this weekend. Short answer, absolutely, in my opinion, is no. I think you need to keep your eyes on the prize for next weekend. Next weekend is going to be an exclusive limited lucky pick. What does that mean? If you don't have Biao Chan, you don't have Kigiri, you don't have Sun Wukong, you may want to summon for them. If you do have them and you don't have Moradin, but you got Valara, he is absolutely going to be your #1 choice. And that will be because his bond skill with her, that allows her to deploy at 12 cost, that initial deployment, and not 17. And with him bonded to her, that'll be absolutely account changing. But we're still going to cover these banners. Some folks may choose to summon on this banner. We're going to kind of get into the different banners that are coming up. We're starting first with the crazy summoning banner here. During the event, the total drop rates for all legendary heroes in Invocation of Spirits and Divine Summoning will be doubled, right? So this will begin on the 24th through the 27th, and on your rares and legendary divines, you'll be able to potentially summon for either Numera or Yuri. Numera is a fantastic hero, definitely used because of the poison comp meta. She's definitely used a lot, but you know, if you don't have, you know, Nastia already, you know, and you don't have Vorn, you're kind of wasting your summons, to be honest. She's really good, particularly, you know, if you do have the previous two. She's the only one in the entire game that explodes poisons with her skills. Her awakening tree is pretty good. You know, that A1 during the ultimate will increase damage by 25% with her Grimthorn Spike and Toxic Surge. Alright, that Toxic Surge consumes the poison effects inflicted on the target. That's what makes her so great. You have Vorn and you have Nastia, and they're putting up all these poisons, particularly with Vorn, because he gets 2 stacks, and based upon that poison stack, she'll consume up to 30 stacks of magic damage. So she does very good. Her A3 ignores 20% of enemies' magic resistance each time Nature's Wrath is cast. This effect increases by 5% up to a 25% bonus. She gets a little bit of penetration in her 4, and then her 5. This is what makes her good for other content like Gear Dungeon 3 on that right side. As she's exploding those poisons, you know, she'll get back her HP. So she is a really, really great champion. But again, you have to weigh your options. Is she worth summoning for you know, when you got next weekend coming up, the following week coming up? The other one that is up on the banner, which is quite frankly, unfortunately, kind of an easy pass, right? Yuri is a good champion. I love her skin. She really does have a good viable place if you're newer to mid-game player, you're struggling on Gear Raid 3. She's going to do great for you in Gear Raid 3. But the problem is once you kind of get to 23 and 24, she just kind of falls off a little bit. And then unfortunately for her, this past weekend with Jezebel being released, I don't think she's really going to, moving forward, have a place in anti-air arena anymore. And that's really where she was kind of the queen, kind of sitting up in there, and you know, along with Dracula, really would help you, you know, reach into Apex. So the problem with her, though, again, like a lot of these older champions, they're just getting power crept by every new hero that comes out. But if you get her, you know, she's a good champion, particularly if you're a new mid-game player. She's going to help you progress. Her awakening's not really a big deal, but A1, when dealing damage, there's a 10% chance of inflicting a stun on a target. She gives herself 300% attack, which is pretty status quo with most of the damage dealers. At Awaken 3, which is really where you kind of want to stop, damage increases as the number of targets in basic attack range decreases, and that's what kind of made her so great in anti-air arena. As those targets start depleting, her damage starts ramping up. Again, penetration, this is very typical with most damage dealers. And then her A5 AoE damage taken by 50%, not really a huge impact. Her 3 is really where you kind of want to stop off at. She does have, let's see if I can find it here, this bond skill with Kagiri. She is bonded, so if you do have Kagiri, you will want to summon for her to make your Kagiri a little bit better. She is dual faction. She is with the Nightmare Council as well. Kagiri's bond skill, let's see. Yep, Path of the Exiled, obtain Yuri to unlock Sweep and Strike is triggered, restores 10% HP. Again, this is just another add-on to a very awesome champion already, Kagiri. If you don't have Kagiri and you know you're going to go for that exclusive, this banner may be appealing to you to summon for. The other part that, you know, just kind of sticking with Yuri here a little bit more, she doesn't do that great in faction trials, in my opinion. She gets some play, but I think, you know, when you get to like stage 18, for example, really Hot Suit is who you're going to probably go with a little bit more. That's what I did to clear faction trials stage 18. I really, outside of anti-air arena, I didn't really use Yuri a whole lot. So there are some pretty good if you're a newer player. There are some pretty good epics as well. I'm going to talk about Livian and Theowin. So let's start with I is a part of the Esoterrorists. Let's find her. Here she is. I is great. I have used I in many stages of in-game content. And what makes her so great is she is able to put off all of these different types of like ice crystals that allow her to really stop enemies, and it kind of gives you time to be able to place other damage dealers and everything. And her damage actually is not anything to kind of swough off. You know, she does do well with her awakenings, increases the damage of crystal bombs. Instead of just the 300, she gets a attack of 5%, which is very nice. The explosion caused by each crystal bomb affects 2 additional targets when it's not enhanced or only enhanced once. She gets that rage regen auto up 1, and then her freeze effect on all crystal bombs is 1 second in duration. So crystal bomb explodes upon contact with enemies, dealing magic damage equal to 200% attack and freezing them for 1.5 seconds. She's fantastic, particularly in the Void Rift. I like using her paired with Silas to take down the boss Lazir. You place her, she freezes him, and then Silas just sits there and damages him down, and it's a good combination. She's a good champ. The next one we're going to talk about is Theowen. Theowen is a very good champion, very good early progression. As you start kind of getting into the later game, he does fall off. With the recent release of the Piercer's faction trial stages, he's actually come back and gotten some pretty good gameplay. He definitely helped me get through, I think it was 15 or 16, and then on 18 I didn't really use him, but some folks did. His awakening's pretty good, increases the slow effect of large saber. This deals AoE damage upon hitting targets. He got 200 up attack, 100 less than your legendaries. When triggering a large saber, it restores that 50% of his rage, restores 50. He gets up 25 for attack speed, and then in Awaken 5, the blade triggered by Blade Hurl deals damage to a larger area when it stays in place. Not a terrible champion. Again, if you're a newer player, he will help you in your account progression, particularly in the very early to middle stages of Gear Raid 3. Outside of that, again, you know, just like most of the epics in the game, they just, once you start building a much larger roster, they just don't get a lot of gameplay. And then the last one here is Livian. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Pretty good tank, not a great tank. On her Awakening 1, the shield bounce can bounce one more time. Shield bounce throws a shield that bounces to another enemy in range. Upon hitting the target, the shield can bounce up to 3 times and will not hit the same enemy multiple times. She gets, you know, which is pretty standard for a lot of the tanks, or at least particularly the older tanks. They get a lot of defense up, not just HP. 100 defense, really nothing, particularly in this game, because, you know, defense isn't a big thing. Number 3, the shield bounce restores 1% more HP. And Awakening 4, this is pretty good. All damage reductions plus 5%. And then that initial rage 700. Whoopity-doo. Does she get a lot of gameplay? Not really. Ironically, though, on Faction Trial Stage 18, you will end up using her to be your tank in there. And that's, I think, mostly just simply because, you know, you got Erlang Shang, and then that's kind of your choices. You don't have any other tanks in that faction, so don't slough off build her up, keep her on a roster, because if you haven't completed Piercer's faction trial, you will definitely use her. Now let's go back to the event again. We'll talk about a couple of the other banners. The surprise invocation of spirits, same duration, right? So during the event, the first legendary hero you obtain in surprise invocation of spirits, so this is only your blues, will grant an extra legendary hero. Some people really like this banner, the 1+1. I'm not really a big fan of it, mostly because the champions that tend to come out aren't the good ones you're looking for. They're usually, you know, you'll get a Cratch, or you'll get Aspan, or you'll get Orvin or Orin, or, you know, whatever his name is, the dwarf. You know, usually you'll get one of those. Every once in a while, somebody will get extremely lucky. This is really a bait banner to get you to summon, because, oh man, I'm going to get 2. Again, keeping your eyes on the prize for next weekend. You know, that lucky exclusive, the Neza, Corvin. We don't know what he or she's going to be able to do. You definitely got to keep your eyes on the prize. Now, if you're a newer player, I think it's good to pull on this banner if you're a brand new player, because of course you're filling out that Pokédex, and the more champions that you have, the better opportunity you'll have for you know, kind of doing content and moving forward and stuff. Typically, some folks get lucky, but most of the time you are going to go to hard pity for that 1+1. The drop rates, the rate ups are much lower. It's not very good. And then the banner that I'm super excited for is this Nascent Divine Summoning. This banner is absolutely horrible. If you're a brand new to mid-game player, you don't have your Pokédex filled out a lot, this is probably a banner you do not want to summon on. Number one, you are going to go all the way to pity, just about. So, you know, pity hits at 12, and then it's guaranteed at 20. Most of the time you're going to go all the way to 18, 19, or 20 before you finally get it. If you don't have a whole bunch of champs on your account, or you're about 50% through, you're going to get an unowned one. That's what makes this banner so appealing. You're going to get an unowned one, but if you don't own Cratch or, you know, Aspan, like I was saying, you're going to end up likely getting those terrible champions. Now, if you're like me, I've only got 4 champions, I believe, that I don't have. I've got Dane, I don't have. I've got Knight Arlott, I don't have. I don't have, oh, where is she? I don't have Clarissa. And the last one I don't have is, where are you? Here you are. And I don't have Solaris. Every other normal pull champion I have, I'm hoping that I pull for Solaris. He's my number 1 choice. Number 2 would be Arlott. Number 3 will be Clarissa. And number 4 will be Dane. Dane does have some use in GVG. Outside of GVG, I just don't really think he's a really great champion, and I have other champions that are much more better to fill out that game mode. Aside of that, again, keep your eyes on the prize for you know, again, the following week's banners. You know, this lucky pick, which will be from July 30th through the 3rd, get you 200 summons, and you'll be able to guarantee that champion. I will do a separate video, who should you pick, etc, etc. The other events that will occur, again, Corvin and Neza. Neza is an amazing champion, definitely well worth summoning for. And then Kagram's going to make a comeback. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. You know, if you are summoning, what are you hoping to summon? Are you going to save like me, other than the Nascent banner, which will be on Sunday, which is a little bit odd. I don't understand why they're waiting till Sunday. It goes Sunday and Monday. But Comment down below. Let me know what your plans are. Are you going to summon? Are you in the hunt for Numera? Again, I think she, if you don't already have her on your account and you're trying to progress in your guild boss, she's definitely worth summoning for if you have the other two. If you don't, she's not really worth summoning for, and you should wait and save for the next weekend. But anyways, good luck to you all. Let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys be safe. Thanks.